Hello there. This is my Kershaw filter. This has been a really good knife. It's taken a lot of abuse. You see that I squared off the back of that spine so I can strike a ferro rod with this knife. That kind of thing. It's just been a good knife, a good beater. And I can't really complain at all about this knife. But what I want to do, this knife still has a fairly sharp edge. Not super, but it still kind of sort of shaves. And so I could go to a soft Arkansas if I wanted to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a black, and I'm just kind of sort of going to refresh the edge of this blade. So we have some mineral oil. I'm going to have to replace that because I'm running out. Mineral oil is cheap. I mean, and you just saw me bring it over. I could probably hit that with this. Hit this on this strop here and bring the edge back just fine. But there's a tiny bit of corrosion on the edge as well. That would probably take that off as well. But we're gonna, because this is a knife sharpening playlist, we're gonna sharpen it on here. And I'm just gonna go back and forth. I'm not concerned with raising a burr. I'm not trying to remove a lot of steel. This is a softer steel knife. This hard Arkansas should do everything that I needed to do on this blade. And you can, truth be told, you know, I show a technique called the burr technique, and whether you're doing single passes like this or whether you're going like that or whether you're going like that, it doesn't really matter. The technique that I'm talking about produces a burr, and actually what I'm going to do is alternate like that. But what I'm doing is I'm not trying to produce a burr. I'm just trying to basically sharpen the blade a little bit. And sort of clean the bevel up on it. And if I'm doing like equal strokes back and forth like that, the chances of producing a burr are greatly diminished. And so I check for them, but it's not going to be an issue. And this will be a fairly short video. Alright. Lovely. But you don't have to create a burr. You don't have to use the burr method, and once you reach, and I have no burr, once you reach a certain level of ability to maintain that angle as you sharpen, you don't really need to worry about the burr method as long as you are fastidious about making sure that you get the entire length of that blade sharp. That's why I teach the burr method quite a bit. It's because I want to make sure you understand that you're working that blade until you get a burr from the heel to the tip. That way you've covered the entire length of the cutting edge, and then you flip it over until you get a burr from the heel to the tip. That way you're covering the entire edge of that knife from heel to tip. And then you would do alternating strokes to remove that burr and leave a very fine, sharp apex to the knife. But once you mature as a sharpener, that's gorgeous. Once you mature as a knife sharpener, you can do what you want. And honestly, I know a lot of old timers that I used to know when I was a boy that they just did this right here. No fuss, no muss, no gymnastics on the stone, nothing like that. They just did that right there until the entire knife was sharp, and they were observant enough and had enough stick-to-itiveness to make sure that from here to here and every spot in between, the knife was freaking sharp. Okay, that's the deal with that. So what I'm going to do, this knife is wonderfully sharp. I'm going to hit it with this pasted strop. For a bit more refinement. And we are happening. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.